Hello and welcome to a new episode of Tech Talk on Trust TV where we talk technology. This week, we'll be taking a closer look at ways to harness emerging tech for youth empowerment and job creation in Nigeria. Joining us on the program for expert opinion is Professor James Agajo. He's a professor of telecommunication and computer engineering. Before we begin, let's take a report on today's topic of discussion. My name is Dorcas Yakubu Zallah. You're watching Tech Talk on Trust TV.
In recent years, Nigeria has seen a rapid evolution in its technological landscape. From the rise of mobile internet penetration to the adoption of artificial intelligence, AI, and blockchain, emerging technologies are reshaping the way businesses operate, governments function, and individuals interact. For Nigeria, a country with one of the largest youth populations in the world, leveraging these technologies could be key to driving youth empowerment and creating sustainable jobs. Youth employment in Nigeria is a critical issue. The rapidly changing job market, paired with a lack of sufficient job creation, has led to frustration among the youth, many of whom are eager to contribute to the nation's economy but lack access to the necessary skills. One way to address this challenge is through tech-driven initiatives which can provide young people with opportunities to become not just employees but entrepreneurs, innovators, and leaders in emerging industries. While the opportunities are vast, the successful integration of emerging technologies into Nigeria's workforce hinges on the development of training programs and infrastructure. It is crucial for the Nigerian government, tech companies, and educational institutions to collaborate in creating comprehensive training programs that are both accessible and relevant to the job market. The future of Nigeria's economy is intrinsically linked to its ability to harness emerging technologies to address youth unemployment and empower the next generation of professionals. By focusing on fields like AI, cybersecurity, and blockchain, Nigeria can develop a skilled, future-ready workforce that is equipped to meet the demands of a tech-driven global economy.
Welcome back. In case you're just joining us, the program is Tech Talk on Trust TV. We now have in the studio Professor James Agajo, and like I said earlier, he's a professor of telecommunication and computer engineering. Good to have you on the program once again.
Thank you very much, and nice to be with the family here once again.
All right, sir. So to begin the conversation, what can you say about the current state of technological innovation in Nigeria, and what excites you about the future?
Yes, again, thank you for having me. The Nigerian space is an emerging one. Emerging one in the sense that we have some statistics to play around with. With a country with about a youth population of 30 years and below, about 65% of the population. So we're talking about 65% of the population in Nigeria is within 30 years and below. So that actually poses a question. And what is it? That it is it has come to a point where we need to rejig our techniques, we need to rejig our strategies when it comes to issues of developing economic growth. Economic growth in the sense that we know the conventional areas we look at when we probably talk economy. But all of that is gone now with this era and generation we are in. So tech is actually the way to go. As we can see, some of these things are being leveraged upon in countries like Estonia, Singapore, Israel, even very close to us here, China, Kenya, Ghana, and the rest of them. Coming up with very strong economic policies that are geared towards advancing and harnessing digital technology and emerging technology for future, for growing their economy and probably moving away from what the norm we are used to before. So Nigeria actually stands a wonderful chance if we look at these statistics of the youth population. This is a very big asset for us, and we need to develop a strategy around it. At the moment, I think we're going to talk more. There's a strategy on that already, and it's something that we need to build upon.
Okay, so you mentioned that Nigeria has a very good potential of harnessing this tech, in the future. In what aspects do you think these technological innovations can be harnessed in the Nigerian, future, the future of Nigerian youths?
Okay, there are various areas now. These things have actually come up with opportunities for us for the youths to tap into. It's just for maybe government to create a level playing ground where people can come and tap from some of these opportunities. For example, developing digital skills among youths is one big area. Digital skills actually span a very, very large spectrum of as in length. When we're talking about digital skills, there are different areas within this spectrum individuals can tap into to seeing how they can become relevant. There are various areas where people can go in. Like if we probably adopt the model in other countries, I was just talking about Singapore, Israel, and what have you. They've discovered something. And what is it? That the survey has shown that when you empower a youngster within this age limit, as we talk about youth, then there is this potential to evolve different distributions and value chain and gains from that person. We have individuals that are at the moment earning living from different parts of the world, as in they're probably not dependent on the conventional mode of waiting for adverts and what have you. They have platforms where they advertise some of these skills they've acquired. As I'm talking about digital skills, there's a whole lot of skills like cyber security, improving yourself in the area of AI, machine learning, deep learning, Internet of Things, and other related skills in this way. Even outside that, you could equally develop this skill and advance them in other areas. And that's why we have what we call startups in the area of health, where you get to see the present convention of managing some particular ailments. You could come up with more optimized techniques. These optimized techniques could help in actually getting better results, accuracy, speed, and all of that. And you see people buying into these things. And when people buy into these things, indirectly or directly, you are creating an enterprise around that skill. So that's what this thing is all about. So it's actually important that we look into this. What I feel is most disturbing is that some of our administrators, maybe some of them, not all please, might probably be investing more in the old conventional technique when it comes to developing economic growth for the nation. But as it stands now, people are actually moving because they're seeing the potential in our youth that this population we see today, that some persons are saying it's a liability, is actually an asset if we harness these things and use them very well.
Okay, so these digital skills you spoke about, how can they be leveraged, to address key economic challenges in Nigeria?
Okay, very good point there, and a question as well. You see, normally we go to school, earn certificates, and some persons tell you that, okay, with the certificate, you're probably going to get a job. But today, in today's world now, it's not about the certificate alone. You probably need the skill to actually up your game and be able to compete significantly. So in trying to do that, there are various skills one can take up as in try to align with. For example, let me just give you an example. There are outlets that offer training services for some of these skills. You don't even need to go too far, and that's why the whole world is digital today. Go online, ask questions, and you're going to see them. plenty asking for digital skills. The only thing is that you're going to make some maybe financial sacrifices at the end of the day just to acquire skills, just like you pay your normal school fees when you're in school, and get these skills. These kind of skills we talking about, the time duration is not going to be the one you had in school where you're going to stay 3, 4, 5 years in the university or so. But in this case, what you probably could be a 3 months program, 2 months program, acquire this skill and see how you can use them to solving problems. Now, let me give you a typical example. A typical example is in the health sector. Now, we have different startups. When we talk about startups about entrepreneurship. Develop skill. When you develop skill, then try to make a business around it for the purpose of making profit. So, if you have these skills, you have some medical facilities which you feel ordinarily work, but you probably as an AI person, let me put it that way, or maybe somebody who is good when it comes to advancing the course of Internet of Things like IoT. Then you could probably talk about, okay, I've seen a problem somewhere. People in the remote environment are not finding it easy accessing health personnel. So what do? I could help by using the skills I've learned in the area of remote monitoring of device equipment and events, to seeing how a patient in a remote area can be attended to, and required diagnosis are made, and the prescription will be there, because probably there will be an health officer who probably is not up to the level of making the right maybe the right decision for the patient. So by so doing, the issue of distance and space has been collapsed with those techniques. So this technique is about someone having to learn skill and advance it. So what you have here is that you have startups. So before you know it, other persons will be showing interest in what you're doing, and in your own case, who probably is coming up with this technique, mistakes are made, you correct them, because these are innovations. You correct them, make them better, then you open up your market. So we will have 1,000 of this. That's why you see countries like Singapore, countries like Estonia, countries like even Rwanda here have actually taken up this plan. And most of the youths are becoming empowered and somehow are becoming money bags, clean money, and they're happy about it.
So since you spoke about AI, what are the biggest hurdles in scaling AI in Nigeria currently, and how can they be overcome?
One good initiative from the Minister of Information and Digital Economy is this initiative of coming up with this National Artificial Intelligence strategy, which actually which is actually pointing at how to advance the course of AI for economic growth, and by so doing, taking advantage of this same youth population we're talking about, to tapping into some of these skills available, to seeing how they could develop this enterprise, startups, begin to see clusters of inventors, problem solvers around, and making money for themselves and equally for the nation at large. So when you have one person doing that, and I'm telling you that we have one of the largest youth population even in the world, and the multiplier effect is very, 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 very much. Now, the aspect of AI you're talking about is AI is specifically for the purpose of optimization of systems. Optimization in the sense that making systems work much better, making systems perform much better, making systems give better decision in terms of accuracy, speed, and the correctness of information, and equally making good prediction for whatever environment is meant for. So by so doing, your products we're in a competitive world. So your product will outsmart others outside. So if we probably not take advantage of this AI initiative, we might have products, but when it comes to being competitive, some other products will beat us to it, some other economies will beat us to it. But with this large youth population, different innovation, different techniques will come into the field, and I think it will be all good for us.
All right, so back to the topic of discussion. In your view, how can emerging technologies like AI, blockchain, cybersecurity help curb this unemployment rate we have in Nigeria amongst the youth?
Okay, I've been talking AI for some time now. Let's talk about cybersecurity, blockchain, and all of that. Before now, everything was done in the physical, and gradually you get to see the physical space is contracting, as in getting smaller, and the cyberspace is getting wider. When I mean cyberspace, the online stuff you do, the cloud, much more. So because most of the things we do these days have been abstracted into the cloud, and we do most of our stuff in cloud. So that shows that with the number of activities in the cloud, we need more, because when something is with you, like the tab you're holding now, if you don't want to give it to me, there's nothing I can do about it because it's with you. But if it's in the cloud, then it's not 100% with you. You understand? So you need to bring some security, so that you probably have that level of restriction, privacy on your product, on your facility in the cloud. So it therefore tells you that there's going to be activities in the cloud, because all our activities, most of our activities have now been abstracted to the cloud. Most of our activities in the cloud, so we need to secure them. So that means the area of cybersecurity is going to be selling for as long as I know it, because we're not going to leave cloud soon, and it's going to be, in fact, it's still emerging, still opening. So a whole lot of techniques, a whole lot of algorithms, procedures on how to further secure different encryption techniques, different layer of defense for your facilities are going to be created. And who are going to create this? People. So it's opening up opportunities for youngsters to leverage on, get skilled, and you have a platform to come and apply your skill and get paid for it. So creating an enterprise around yourself. So this thing is not about creating employees who are going to be dependent on maybe 30 days make one paycheck, or as we call it, the salary. But this is going to make youths to be owners of their own business, that be a master of your own kingdom, and you create jobs, not looking for a job.
So how can the Nigerian youth, how can a Nigerian youth, find this, access these trainings? How is this trainings and how is the educational sector accessible to these Nigerian youths that want to tap into the potential of digital skills? And also, does it come with support? Because you made mention of it earlier that you have to make a sacrifice, which means it's somewhat expensive. So is there some sort of support, not necessarily cash support, but does these tech hubs, do they help in probably securing jobs, their first jobs, or do they have programs designed to maybe money back, the money they invested, can they get it back in like a short period of time?
Okay, I think I understand the federal government that's under different agencies, like the one you call NIDA, the Ministry of Communication itself as a ministry have actually been coming up with strategies on seeing how they can empower youths on free of charge basis, coming up with different schemes actually. That's another point, is to establish these things. Another point is for you to access them. So I think what we need to do is to make sure that there are this orientation. There should be national orientation by some of these agencies. There should be orientation by some of these agencies to seeing how they can drive these messages across for the youths to come and tap into. Because these things actually exist. Though, the population is huge, so it's not easy to kind of get that percentage penetration on penetrating these youths. So it takes time to actually penetrate that. As I speak with you now, in as much as you might probably not be feeling the effect, these agencies are actually trying, trainings are going on, different hubs. I've been engaging some private hubs to engaging students, youngsters, to see how they can develop skills. There are different boot camps around the country now doing that, but compared to the huge population, it might not be felt. But these things are there. But what I just want to say is that the area that is lacking most is the issue of information. So the agencies responsible for creating that awareness should be up and doing, to letting youngsters know that these things actually exist. You can come and tap into them and get skills. And because this is where the world is going, you might probably not need government to probably give you a job, but you can create job for yourself and you can become an employer. But these things need to be acquired. These skills need to be acquired, and this is what it takes. So I think government has a big role to play.
So do you think the government, tech startups, innovation hubs, educational systems should collaborate in order to produce this skilled tech professionals?
You just said it all. Collaboration. Collaboration. There is need for all of this: government, academia, industry, tech hubs, and some other upcoming startups to come together and collaborate. That should be a strategy. So this strategy will further draw more and more of these youth populations closer. Because if you establish, like there's this place I went to, and let me just give you a simple, cool example of something we know. If you go to places like Computer Village, the popular Computer Village in Lagos, and even the one around here in Abuja, you get to see that on daily basis, you have a busy environment where youngsters are busy solving one problem, attending to one issue, marketing different kind of businesses taking place there around the digital gadgets, they sell and buy and all of that. So such kind of youths are too busy to probably be engaged in other kind of unnecessary vices. So environment need to be created. So government equally has a responsibility, and the responsibility is this collaboration you just mentioned now, collaboration between government, collaboration between the industry, collaboration between government and the academia. Bring the three together and come up with a strategy that what is it we should do to make sure that some of these youths, most of these youth population are informed, so that they could acquire skill and probably lessen the burden on government on the issue of unemployment, lack of job, and probably improving job creation. Because the fact is that the moment you are able to upskill a youngster, then just go to sleep. Because whole lot of good things are going to come out from that youngster, because he begin to innovate, he begin to solve problems, he begin to take risks even in the course of innovation. But when some challenges come, he takes risks around that, and when he solves that problem, if he fails, he learn. Though sometimes you fail to get to learn more, he learns more, and before you know it, he becomes an expert in that area. An expert means what? He's going to be making profit. So a lot of persons will be looking for him to solve that particular problem, both home and abroad. So you create an enterprise around that person. So that is the essence. When you take one person and upskill him digitally.
Thank you so much for coming to the program and sharing your insights.
It's my pleasure.
Okay.
Thank you.
We'll go on a quick break, and when we return, the program continues. Do stay with us.
For Nigerian youths looking to harness emerging technologies for empowerment and job creation, there are numerous opportunities to leverage tech innovations that are transforming industries across the globe. Here are specific tech tips for young Nigerians to effectively tap into these opportunities. Step 1. Learn and master in-demand digital skills. Learn coding languages like Python, JavaScript, and SQL. These are essential skills for software development, data science, web development, and automation. Step 2. Build a portfolio and gain practical experience. Start by offering your services on freelancing platforms like Upwork, Fiverr, and Freelancer. Whether it's web development, writing, design, or digital marketing, freelancing would help you build experience, expand your portfolio, and earn income while learning. Step 3. Explore remote work and international job opportunities. Many international companies hire remote workers. Websites like Remote OK, We Work Remotely, and Flex Jobs offer listings of remote job opportunities across various sectors, from software development to digital marketing. Step 4. Leverage mobile technology for income generation. Use mobile apps that allow you to learn new skills, work, and generate income. Apps like Skillshare and LinkedIn Learning offer mobile versions to help you upskill on the go. Step 5. Tap into the growing agri-tech and fintech sectors. Nigeria's agriculture sector is rapidly adopting new technologies. Learn how to use IoT, Internet of Things devices, drones, and mobile apps to increase agricultural productivity. Nigeria has one of the largest and fastest growing fintech sectors in Africa. Get involved in fintech by learning about mobile payments, blockchain, and digital wallets. Step 6. Dive into blockchain and cryptocurrency. Learn how blockchain works and its applications beyond cryptocurrency, such as smart contracts, supply chain tracking, and digital identity. Platforms like Udemy, Coursera, and Blockchain Council offer courses on blockchain development. Step 7. Develop entrepreneurial skills. With emerging tech, you can launch a startup. For example, build a mobile app or solve local problems, create an online store, or develop a software as a service product. And finally, step 8, get involved in artificial intelligence, AI, and machine learning. These technologies are transforming industries globally. You can start learning machine learning algorithms, natural language processing, and AI programming with courses from platforms like Fast.ai, TensorFlow, and Google AI.
And this is where we draw the curtains on the program today. Do well to follow us across all our social media platforms for more programs, news, and documentaries. My name is Dorcas Yakubu Zallah. See you next time.